there's a few. One is just the way that corporate innovation done historically really hasn't worked. Most innovation groups last about 2 years. They make the fatal error of doing something called innovation. And so at DBS, we took a completely different model. That actually our greatest asset is our biological assets, our staff. And so it's the 24,000 people in the bank. It's their job to innovate. It's the innovation group's role to make them successful. And that way, everyone is in the business of innovation. And then when I look at some of the problems that I've talked about disruptions, I got a quote which basically says, the problem isn't that, banks need to digitize. It's the fact that the digital companies are moving into banks. And so you have a different strategy. If you truly believe that our industry and many other industries will be completely disrupted and reinvented, then the ambition level of your strategy needs to be higher than just merely taking your current online asset and putting digital lipstick on it. You really need to rethink what you do as a business and how you're going to operate in the new digital sea. And don't forget, who built that digital sea? Well, funnily enough, there are new competitors, the Alibaba, the Tencent, the Amazon, the Facebook, and the Googles. And so they are the professionals at that. And so you need a very ambitious and thoughtful strategy about how you take your company into that digital environment. Yeah, so on the panel today, I'm going to talk about two things, which is ego and ambition. We talked a bit about ambition, so let's focus on ego. And I'm not talking about ego as in people walking around the organization thinking how great and big they are, but I'm sure we can all relate to there is some people like that. It's more that kind of statement of I know best. So I know what my customers want, I know what the market needs, I know what the next feature should be in my product. And actually reducing your ego and maybe admitting, hey, in this time of disruption, maybe I don't know. Maybe the answer is, heavens forbid, our customers might have the answer. Or maybe it's in a startup's head, maybe it's in a student's head, maybe it's in someone in another division or a different role or a different age or a different education system or a different culture. And so think about it, yeah, we all look at the world in very, very different ways. We just physically we have different eyeballs. And so for me, innovation is about bringing those people together who view the world differently and get them to focus on the same problem. And then almost in person, crowdsourcing their idea fragments and then making a composite of a solution based on this diversity, if you will, in the space. So at a micro level inside an organization, creating cross-functional agile teams from different divisions to work on the same problem. And in a broader context, the world is moving to businesses being more platform businesses. We're seeing open banking in our industry, for example. And that realization, maybe you don't have to own everything anymore. That maybe you can focus on your core business and everything else can be delivered through a partnership. But that is a whole different business model. That's a whole different distribution strategy and a kind of acceptance that you have to share the revenue and you have to share the client. And some businesses will move into that world. I feel that some businesses won't.